This is a clip showing two different points of view. Of course, my main footage here, and then Armenian's footage in the top left. And I've pointed out there's Armenian going past me, and he's going to go off the front. And we're going to be able to compare the power from myself up there at the very top, Armenian's power there on the left. It's really hard to see it's the 30-second power. And then of course Sam's power on the very bottom. So I don't have footage from Sam as part of this video, but Sam is currently behind me, and eventually Sam will be in the front, directly in view of me, and we'll get to see what his power is. But in the meantime, we have his stealth power that we can view at the bottom to see how much power Sam's doing. So right now, Armenian is significantly off the front, and I have my teammate Eric right in front of me, who's pulling in. Doing relatively low power on my end, but Armenian is doing quite significant power. His 30-second power right now is 373 watts, 374 watts. And so as I pass Eric, my wattage starts going up as well as Sam's wattage behind me. So now I'm in the 400s. And we'll just see how this goes as we're trying to catch the Armenian. Armenian, incidentally, is a teammate as well, but this is just a group ride and not a race type situation, so it's not significant that I'm doing work to pull him back. It's just part of the fitness aspect of the ride and just going hard. We tend to go hard on this part of the ride, which is called Renner Road. Also in the top left corner is something called the MPA, which is an exert metric. It looks at how much power you have available, the maximum of power available. So as I go above my threshold, my MPA will fall. And so eventually my power might equal my MPA, in which case I've gone to the very limit of what I can do. That's not going to happen here, but that's just explaining that metric a little bit. I'm curious, so Sam's in my draft, but he's doing significant power. I guess he's he's passing me here. So that's Sam in the front right there, and he's now going over 400 watts. And me, I'm having to put in a little 600 watt kicker just to get onto their wheel. This is Raul directly in front of me, so it's Sam, Raul, myself. What is the Armenian doing? 290 watts or so in front of us, and so we're going significantly harder. Sam's going near 600 watts, approximately double, for a moment there at least, double what the Armenian was doing, and we just blow right by him, the three of us here. So I'm having, this felt really hard for me, and I don't know if it should have felt that hard. In other words, my perceived effort seems higher than what I would have expected in terms of fatigue. But going into Sam going by me, I had fatigue, and having to catch on to his wheel, that little kicker put some fatigue into my legs, and that hurt, even though the exert metric says that should, going 300 watts should have been within my comfort zone, given that my MPA was over 900 watts. But in my experience, when that MPA falls to, below 1,000, 900, 800, it's significant. It's significant pain. So we'll just have a moment here at the red light. Armenians back on. All the guys are back on that are coming back. It was a small group because it was such a cold ride, 28 degrees at this point. So we're trudging through the night at a pretty good clip in pretty cold weather. Looking at power, so I'm in the 300s, Armenians close to 400. Sam is now putting in another, he just stood up a little bit. Every time Sam stands up, it's 600 watts. Sam going to the front, so let's see what happens here. I'm in the back. We can see what kind of power we're doing relative to each other. So Sam is in the, let's see, vacillating between the high 200s and low 300s. I'm in the draft, so I'm sitting pretty at in the low 200s or mid 200s, and Armenians in the mid 200s. So again, I don't recall that the wind was very strong on this day. Even if there was wind, I think it would be maybe a cross tailwind, maybe. But anyway, it was definitely not a headwind nor a super strong crosswind. Let's let's see. Yeah, so there isn't a whole lot to say right here other than we're all together and all doing similar kinds of power, although Sam is doing a little more power being in the front. And Raul making a move up here to go to the front, drifting over to provide some shelter for Sam, but rather than going to Sam, Sam drifted off a little bit, and now I'm second wheel. So I'm in the mid 300s, low 300s. Sam with a similar power and Armenian with a similar power as well. Me going to the front requires going in the mid 500s, low 500 watts, and looks like Armenian is in the low 200s in the draft. So it's kind of interesting to look at the different kinds of power related to drafting and not drafting. I'm, for a moment there I was in the 300s and Sam's not even pedaling. So, yeah, there goes Eric again. So, I guess we're hitting another red light, but it turns green. And yeah, let's see, where is Sam? He's putting in some watts there at the start. That's him on the left right there, passing me and going to the front. Sam weighs significantly less than me, so when he's doing 300 watts and I'm doing 300 watts, he's going faster. So that's one thing to consider, and he also weighs considerably less than the Armenian. So watts per kilogram, of course, is a significant thing, although maybe not quite as significant on flat roads. Armenian going to the front, so near 400 watts. So I don't know if this format's useful at all, but I thought it would be just fun to kind of look at. As it was, all three of us, Sam, myself, the Armenian, produced videos of this ride, although Sam did not produce video of this section of the ride. So I was not able to include video from him. And of course I got his permission, or I got both Armenian and Sam's permission to include their video and data for this. So let's see, who's on the front? Well, it certainly isn't me. Well, Armenian's right behind me. And as I move up, so again, every time you move up, you have to put in a significant amount of power, 500s. Armenian's still in the back. Sam is, well, I guess I'm off the front at this point. And Sam's taking it easy. So this is close to the end of the ride. This is City Line in Richardson, State Farm headquarters. Gotta be a little careful here. Boom. Raul blows by me, going into the light. And you can see them approaching me in the top left video. As we get to the light, I have the flashing lights on the back. I can't see me right at the moment. But anyway, I don't know if this is useful at all, but I thought it would be fun just to do something a little different. I noticed that Sam in his videos is putting up some different kinds of overlays. You can see on the Armenian's video at the very bottom, he has a power over time overlay that's across, that's the bottom strip. I'm using the Dashware overlay at the top that Sam is the one who taught me how to do that. It saves me significant time in creating videos, especially since I create videos often in 4K and 2.7K, not to have to go through a process of repeating, like doing double the processing time by using verb edit. So anyway, it's a little bit about power on a group ride here on the Pape in Richardson on a cold February morning.